fundraising is not that easy. It's not something like as soon as you have a revenue growth, you will raise the funding. So that makes us really nervous and really into a dangerous stage. After that, our AI model has some like breakthroughs, good timing, and then we switch the model. And then after that, we have the AI model focus like business model. Then in that case, we don't try to like scale up really fast. We will refine the product, refine the model algorithms until we have a really nice algorithm. So after we have a nice AI model performance and the product, we find out the scale up is really not that hard. As long as we put some small budgets of marketing, people will get into here and then subscribe.
Xiao, welcome to Tech Scenes Unplugged.
Hi, hello, Jeff.
Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Well, let's start from the top. Tell me about your company, Collov.
Very happy to join the Tech Scenes. So my name is Xiao. I'm the founder CEO of Collov. Collov is our startup name. And so Collov is a company focusing on building the foundational like visual generation models. We have built a lot of innovations in the model architecture. So in that case, the model has some like special generation like techniques or special generation like skills. For example, it has a very nice controllability over the generation results. And besides, so it also have product consistency during the generation. For example, you could embed a kind of e-commerce product into your generation like visual results. Right. So utilize those kind of unique technology, we can apply them into several different industry. The current industry we apply pretty well is the real estate and the home renovation industry. We are using the model to provide the AI virtual staging services to the real estate agents. So for the agents, they are using the AI virtual staging within like several seconds, within a very low cost, so that they can replace the traditional staging process. And also like we are providing this tool into applying into some e-commerce domains as well to better visualize the products and help the vendors. And also we apply them into some other sectors like movie production or gaming production to generate some virtual scenes. So that's what we are doing.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I went on the website after we spoke previously, and it's really interesting to be able to like upload a photo, be able to like choose your design preferences, and actually walks you through to try to understand what kind of design aesthetic that you want. And then it quickly allows you to like look at these different options and rooms. And what I also noticed that was really interesting is like once you design it, if you're just a consumer and you like the products, some of the products you can click on and buy those products as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. You could actually shop on the AI generated like design.
Yeah. And so you're kind of go to market right now, primarily in this one. Is it selling to like real estate agents, or is it more commercial based? Is it more to consumer? What's kind of the beachhead that you guys are going after right now?
Yeah, so for now, we are providing this AI virtual staging tools, majority for to providing that for a lot of real estate agents, some like professional consumers or some professional real estate agents, and also like providing this tool to some like brokerage firms as well. And besides, the tool can be also utilized to help better visualize some like furniture vendors products. Yeah, so those are our main clients.
Yeah. And that for you guys, if I understand correctly, you're definitely more of a developer background. Like you kind of came across the technology and then you brought it to the industry. It wasn't you're sitting in the industry trying to solve this problem, but you identified the technology that you feel like could solve a lot of problems in a variety of industries. Is that correct?
Before I founded this startup, I'm not in this kind of industry. However, before I founded this startup, so I was doing the PhD. I was studying the PhD at Stanford. So back then I was studying the interdiscipline like kind of domain, the AI for science interdiscipline domain, applying some AI models into resolving some physics like problems. Yeah. So, however, after the graduation, I kind of apply the model, so which is good at like spatial understanding, which is good at visual generation. I kind of apply that model into resolving some real life problems. So, and then I see this real estate industry has a huge opportunity. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it has a large market. However, there are a lot of places we can using the AI to automate it and to automate the process and increase the efficiency by a lot. Yeah, so that's how I came up with this idea to apply the model into resolving the real life problem.
Yeah. And why did you guys choose real estate first? Like, why did you choose that one?
Yeah. So back then, when I studying the applied physics PhD at Stanford, so the model I used to resolving some physics problem is something like the model should have a very nice understanding of the space. And then my research topic back then is like using that spatial AI model to understand the space around a beam of particle, and then to guide or propose the trajectory of the movement of the particle. So the model should have a very nice capability of understanding the surrounding space and also like propose some specific trajectory. So after that, so I want to utilize better of the model special like unique capability to resolve some real life problem. And first, the real estate industry is very the market is large, the huge,
Right.
and also like this industry, the efficiency. I think there are a lot of steps like in this industry, the efficiency is not that ideal yet. So, for example, the staging process, traditionally, agents need to like rent a batch of furniture and then hire photographers to take photos. It normally takes more than several $1,000, and also besides, it takes days to finish some high resolution photos. Yeah, and then for us, we utilize the spatial model, which can generate like visual results. However, during the generation, we need to have a very nice like maintain of the room structure, and then select a batch of furniture to generate in the final design proposal. Yeah, so we use those kind of spatial AI model to kind of increase the efficiency of the traditional process by a lot. Yeah, so that's my kind of journey to funding this startup. Yeah.
And what was going through your head when you were making this decision? I think you knew the technology and you're trying to figure out what is the best industry. Was there another industry that was a second close that you wanted to go after right away, or what was actually going through your head, and what allowed you to make that final decision?
Yeah, we actually kind of try to explore several different kind of industries at first. Yeah, so the way that we try to explore is like so we first launch this kind of model which is something like input a photo and then generate some like output designs, and then we first did some like initial promotion or marketing and then see which type of user they like this kind of generation results the most, and then we find out it hits some like real estate like professionals pinpoints, and then we feel that like they might need this kind of technology the most, and then we kind of start from there first, and after that, since our model has some like it's kind of generally applicable in several different domains, so we see that there are opportunities in say the gaming production or the movie production to generate some virtual scenes. So I think after this we can also try applying that into other domains as well. Yeah.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. You got to start somewhere, but you saw the potential for all these different industries. You guys are you raised a lot of capital, but you're a pretty lean team. And I think you pride yourselves on staying lean. How do you start? What's your progress or idea around how to like kind of look at all these different industries and how to allocate the right people when you have still a fairly small team?
What we are doing is something like, since our startup is more like a AI native or AI first kind of startup. Yeah, so like what we are the kind of the methodology that what we are managing the overall team, and also like try to apply the kind of the product into resolving different domains pinpoint is something like we kind of have the team kind of separated the team to kind of three kind of departments or three kind of teams which focus on kind of different topics. For example, we have a foundational model research team. Since the AI model is kind of generally applicable in several different domains, so that like we will have a team of researchers specifically focused on improving the foundational like visual generation models capability. For example, to improve the controllability during the generation results, and also improve the kind of product consistency of the generation results. So that's the team one. And then we have since, as you just mentioned, we are trying to apply that into different like industries, solving different like pinpoints. So we will have for now we have two teams. The second team is focusing on resolving some like real estate specific problems. So for example, in that team, we have the product designer, we have the marketing person, and also we have customer success the manager, so that like they will listen to the industry's customer feedback, and then based on that to tune our products and also like tune the algorithm performance to try to cater to the this industry's customer feedback. And then we have the team three, which is focusing on for now the furniture sector, how to better visualize their products, how to visualize the e-commerce products to showcase to the audience. Yeah, so basically we have a foundational model team improving model capability, and different teams for targeting different like industry.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm a huge advocate of having teams that are highly focused on certain things.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, oftentimes they can be cross-functional as well, but for me, I think it's really important. One of the things I wrote about is like having each team very focused. And you have that overall focus, but then within each team of teams having that focus. Now, I know a little bit about kind of your evolution, and there was a point in which the product that you're doing right now in the real estate industry, you're using a bunch of designers to design, and what, from my understanding, is really the AI technology kind of took a big leap forward that allowed you to solve a problem where you might not have been able to scale otherwise. Can you tell me a little bit about that story and kind of what happened?
So actually, like this journey consists of several different steps. As first step, so the AI model performance is not there yet. Yeah, so in that case, we need to hire a team of like interior designers. They are using our AI tools for assistance. However, it's like a human in the loop process. So the interior designers they do a lot of work and then using the AI for help. Yeah, so during that process, during that stage, so during that stage, we have a really large team of like contract interior designers to serving the end consumers. So, however, we find out there is a kind of issue with that business model. So the more like design orders we have, the more like interior designers we need to hire, and then the management cost is kind of soaring by a lot. Yeah, so with the increased number of orders, and besides, so with more and more like interior designers on board, so we see that so not all the designers are having the same kind of performance. So in that case, in some cases, with increased number of designers, in some cases our design quality has kind of dropped. So in that case, we see that the more we kind of doing promotions, although we get more orders, however, like the management costs soared by a lot, and also the quality sometimes drops. And then in that case, it causes us to have a kind of a negative profit margin during that stage. And then after that, like since we know that it might not be wise to scale up this business model because the profit margin is negative, and in that case, we focus more on improving our algorithm to aim for using the algorithm to serve the end consumer directly. So, and in that case, that could help us maintain a specific high level of service level, and then also like the management cost will not be soared. Yeah, so that's how we try to convert the business model. And then luckily we have the model performance to be much better compared to before. after we done some innovation in the model
Right.
architecture things, and then the model performance, the service performance went well, and also like the management cost will not increase with the increased number of orders. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I find that all of us CEO founders have like different kind of interest areas or backgrounds. I mean, you're highly technical. I would say you're probably more of a technical CEO. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But you've
Yeah.
done an amazing job raising capital and growing this business. Like when you were raising capital, I'm sure it was really easy for you to talk about the technical aspect of the business and the product aspect of the business. How did you like bridge that gap on the business side when you are talking to investors and they're asking a lot of questions around, more business operations and growing the business?
So at first, especially for the first and second round, so I'm kind of purely impressed, try to impress the investor by our technology or the team background, the founding team background. However, for the third round or even later rounds, so we have to showcase that we not only know the technology can perform well and serve the customer well, but also like need to prove that we have good like operation skills or prove that this technology really works, and then really could have a more number of customers coming in. Yeah. So in that case, so the way that we try to do that is like using the kind of the growth rate or the numbers to prove that we have this kind of capability. Yeah. So that's what we normally do, and also like we also like explain the way that we try to manage and then serve the customers. So like although we are a technical background, technical background. However, so we will let the investor know that we have several different teams. Like we have the AI team focusing on improving the foundational model performance, and then have different different kind of expert in the industry to try to optimize based on the customer feedback. We will explain this kind of things, and then I think after that, like showing the numbers, showing the growth rate, and also explain that how we manage the overall company, and then whether that makes sense to the investor. That really helps to prove that we have the capability of scaling things up. Yeah.
Right. In any CEO founder's life, there's like this opportunity, or there's this, areas that you have to grow and learn, right? Because everything keeps changing, and as you grow, there's these different things that you are, spending your time on. Where do you think you've spent the most time, or where you've had personally the most growth as a CEO?
That is kind of related to the business model change period. Yeah.
Okay.
So as I just mentioned, like previously, we are having a team of contract interior designers to do the design services for the customer, and then later we change to the kind of the AI automated services. Yeah. So I think one thing I learned a lot is like during the first kind of stage, although our business model is not having a positive profit margin. However, at that point, so I kind of mistakenly try to scale up the kind of the business or scale up the revenue, even though we don't have a good or positive like unit economy model. Yeah, so that causes us, that put us in a very dangerous kind of stage. So although we have an increased revenue as we doing more marketing, although we have an increased revenue, however, we have a kind of an even larger burn rate, and we have a like even larger like negative profit margin with the increased number of orders, and then that makes us really tight on the cash, on the remaining cash. And then back then, in late 2022, during the end of the first year when we founded the company, so we see that the fundraising is not that easy. It's not something like as soon as you have a revenue growth, you will raise the funding. So it's not something like that. And then so that makes us really nervous and really like into a dangerous stage. And luckily, after that, like our AI model has some like breakthroughs right at a good timing, and then we switch the model. And then after that, like once we have the AI model focus like business model, then in that case, so we don't like try to like scale up really fast. Yeah, so we will refine the product, refine the model algorithms until we have a really nice algorithm. Then we start like scaling up. So after we have a nice AI model performance and the product, we find out the scaling up is really not that hard. Yeah, so as long as we put some small budgets of marketing, people will get into here and then subscribe. Yeah, so that's what I learned a lot. Yeah.
Maybe
Mhm.
you were moving too fast was maybe
Yeah,
the
exactly.
lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that can happen a lot of times is, you see some indications of doing something and you just scale, then you quickly find out like this isn't the right thing. It's sometimes it's hard to like make that change. Do you feel like in this case you guys made the change at the right time, or did you keep that model too long and you wish you'd have stopped it faster, or what was that like?
So I wish that I could know earlier about this kind of knowledge. So to try to pivot or try to change the business model even earlier before before I run out a lot of cash. Yeah. So yeah. So that's one thing I learned. And then so I think yeah. So I wish I could know that I need to like try to scaling up before. So I need to try to scaling up really after I reach a kind of a scalable business mode. So I really need to have so refine the product more. So until we do the scaling up. Yeah, that's uh, really good lesson I learned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Being a first time founder, you as you grow, you have to hire people.
Mhm.
Any lessons learned in hiring people? Any mistakes that you kind of found in the past?
Yeah, so I think for hiring perspective, so like since right now we are a kind of a really AI focused or AI native business mode. Yeah, so in that case, hiring good like very good AI researchers to work together with us, that's really important. Yeah, so because in the area of AI, so the model performance means nearly everything. Yeah, so
Right.
yeah, so like we previously try different ways of hiring, and then we kind of ended up with like finding a good several good headhunters who can really recommend good people to us. Yeah, so that really helps us by a lot. And then so besides that, like we are since we are a technical background, so we really treasure that like we will have a domain expert to help us make the model to be applicable in different domains. So in
Right.
that case, we also like try to hire domain experts to try to help us better refine the products to cater to the say real estate agents taste, and also to cater to like say furniture vendors taste. Yeah, so I think those are really important to us.
When you're using headhunters, a lot of times those recruiters can bring in good candidates for you. Like, what is it that you're typically looking for beyond the technical aspect? Is what other elements are you looking for that would make like the ideal team member for you?
Since we are kind of a startup, so I think there are so we cannot hire so many members. So that each member, so sometimes they do things. They're pretty like kind of versatile, and then do like kind of multiple things together.
Yep.
So they, for example, the algorithm develop the research the algorithm researchers they not only need to understand the model but also understand like customer needs. Yeah, so
Hmm.
I think for this part, so there is a point that we really treasure is that they are willing to do like not only what they are skilled at, but also like they are willing to learn like other aspects. So that's really a very like useful, very valuable characteristic in a startup. Yeah,
Yeah.
so to have to willing to learn more and then fast at learning. So those two are really nice characteristics. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people looking for AI people and AI researchers right now. Is it been hard to find the right people for you guys?
Yeah, definitely. So especially like when so we are based Bay Area. So there are really a lot of very nice tech giants. So like they are really attractive to they give really attractive like say packages and say others. So we really need to have the good researcher to have to align with our vision, and also so they are not like just aiming for a higher package, but also like they are aiming to build something which is pretty unique, which is very useful. So I think in that case, it's hard to hire a really nice like AI researcher, especially in the Bay Area.
Right.
However, so like you really need to find someone who is aligned with your vision, and then there's a chance to attract them. Yeah.
Right. Is it in this kind of economy of those types of people, is it getting in junior people or mid-level people and scaling them up and like teaching them, or because I would guess the higher level people are very expensive.
Yeah, definitely. I think for the AI researcher part, so we will hire like say junior more like junior people, or people who just graduated from different like universities or schools. Yeah, so as a startup, that's the best that we can try. And then besides, so the for example the product team, the customer success team, or some like the marketing guys. So we kind of require some like professionalism in this specific domain. Yeah, because our team's background is more towards the technical part. So we
Yeah.
really need the domain expert to better refine the products. Yeah, so for that part, so it requires some like domain expertise. Yeah.
Are you guys a remote team, or you have an office, or is it a hybrid?
Yeah, so it's kind of a hybrid. Like, so we have a headquarter in the Bay Area. However, so we have a remote team. For example, the software developers, we have several like contractors in Vancouver, Canada. Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, to work remotely with us. Yeah, so that's kind of the hybrid mode. Yeah.
Yeah. Any
Mhm.
downside of doing an AI native company in the Bay Area for you guys?
So I think that's good or bad. Yeah. So heavily rely on AI is something like so really need to have the AI model to have a really nice like performance. But before that, before you reach a high like performance, the customer won't buy in, and then they won't like subscribe. So we have a period of time. So in say late 2023 or early 2024. So back then, so our AI model, although it can serve some customers, but like a lot of customers, they are not satisfactory with the results. When we do the generation, the room structure might change, and also so sometimes the door disappears after the generation. Yeah, those kind of defects during the generation makes people not subscribing our services. Yeah, so that's kind of the downside. Like if your AI model is not there, you cannot get the customers like trust. However, I think that's not only applied to our scenario, but also to nearly all the AI native startup. So we have a lot of communication with other tech founders. For example, the AI coding company Cursor, so right now very popular. So we talk with several like founding technical members in Cursor. We know that originally they are not growing like this fast. So they are also kind of struggled by the kind of the product or model performance. And then after that, they train the model to have one or two functions to work really well. For example, one key feature they have, they let the engineer, they let their user to type in half line of code and then click the tab key. So it will auto complete the whole line of code. So after they train the model and their product to work pretty well on this feature, so they see a dramatic number of new user or dramatic increase of the user adoption rate. So that's also same to us. So before we didn't do a lot of innovation in our customized model, in our customer model, then we cannot acquire a lot of user. However, after that, we did some innovations to have a better controllability over the generation. We see a dramatic increase of the customer adoption rate and the dramatic decrease of the churn rate. So that's kind of both good or bad. You really need to have a good model. However, before that, you cannot get the customer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. How many employees do you guys have right now? What stage are you in?
Yeah, so we are a little more than like 20-ish. So
Okay.
half in Bay Area and then half kind of abroad, working remotely. Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you spend the majority of your time on as the CEO and founder of the company?
Before we go on track, so like I think right now, especially the first half year of this year, so we are going on the right track. We have a very decent growth rate, like month by month. However, before that, I really spent a lot of time, kind of like working with a team to find a good or a high growth rate track. Yeah, so I will nearly do kind of everything. I kind of like working on the model refinement, the model improvement, and also the product improvement, and also like say working with the marketing team to improve the marketing efficiency, nearly everything. However, after that, so after we go on the red track, I think I'm kind of much relieved. Yeah, so since we are on the red, like PMF red track, so then I kind of more like give the team more kind of give the team like more room for them to try to optimize their like their related domain. And also like for me, I'm more like firstly maybe give some advice or some kind of guiding that covers different sectors. And besides, I'm also thinking about like how to better apply the model into some more like general audience, or how to better like more strategic wise things. Yeah, so
Right.
that's what I'm currently put my time into. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys, what kind of do you use like some sort of goal planning, or do you get the team together and set goals, or use OKRs, or is there KPIs you're measuring? Is
We do have kind of KPIs for different teams. So basically, like we will host kind of a team leads meeting every so at the first week of each month, and then we will align with the specific goal for this month or this quarter. For example, this quarter we are like mainly focused on like decrease the churn rate, increase the customer satisfaction rate, and for next quarter, so after we tune well of the churn rate, then we aim for a kind of a higher growth rate, something like that. We will
right.
align across the company about our goal, and then after that, like yeah, so I think after that, like for each team, we will set up some specific KPI. The KPI need to be very clear, and then it need to be very accessible by the specific team. So as I just mentioned, there are some several for now, like kind of three teams. The kind of foundational model team, the KPI need to be kind of really linked to the model performance. It could not be very vague or very not accessible. It could not be like say churn rate or the customer satisfaction, something like that. It need to be some very clear and accessible and understandable by this team member. And then
Right.
for other team, for example, productization team, we need to launch this and this specific products. Yeah, something like that to make the KPI or the goal very accessible, and also like very clear to them. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, when I work with teams, it's, I like to think about like what are the most important objectives, build key results within one team, and also have those metrics. But within each team, I think it's really important that each team has their own focus as well, and also the metrics.
Yeah.
Maybe KPIs, maybe
Mhm.
they're not KPIs, but they're metrics. But
Metrics.
it's important for each of those teams to like have that focus. And if they don't have that focus, I tend to see it feels like teams are going in multiple directions, which you don't want, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you think is one thing in that you've learned beyond that pivot that has been kind of a something that was kind of a big thing that you learned that's maybe changed kind of your leadership style within
Mhm.
your journey within the company?
Yeah, so for the kind of the leadership style, like over the pivot of the business model, before like I'm kind of really heavily rely on the team kind of management, and also I also do a lot of say like even micromanagement things to try to make the process smooth. Yeah. So before, like, since we have a really large team of contract interior designers, so it really like heavily rely on the team manage. Yeah. So then back then I do a lot of kind of even micromanagement things. So that kind of causes like for the members, they are like not all the members are happy with this kind of management style. Yeah, uh, and then also like it's something like it's not like if you do the things very into the details, the things will work out. So there are some kind of fundamental like issues with the kind of the business model, and then so we need to find the right path, right model, and then when you do the manage or do the things, the efficiency will be much higher compared to the wrong track or the wrong
Right.
path. Yeah, so that's what I learned, and then during the first business model period, so I'm kind of yeah, spending a lot on the micromanage, but it doesn't work out. And then it bring me to kind of think about like maybe I need to put more time or more efforts into find the right path for the team, find the right direction for the team. And then so luckily we find the right direction, the AI automated like process which could automatically serve all the end consumers. Yeah, so I put so for now, with the new business model, so firstly, I put more efforts on thinking about the overall direction or the like both the direction and then try to find the good path or the right path for the team. And secondly, I'm not like doing so much kind of micromanagement. So as long as we find the right track, so I will more like give advice or kind of give some general guidance to the team, and then for them to better optimize based on their metrics. Yeah, so
Right.
that's kind of the change of my leadership or management style. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. People definitely hold on tight and try to get into the weeds when things are not going the right way. And sometimes it's you just need to change the direction that you're going,
Yeah.
uh,
Mhm.
and allow the team just to run, as long as they know what they need to do and who's going to do it and how it's going to get done. But yeah, it's interesting. It works a lot easier when you find the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
um, what's one thing that you find that you don't hear a lot of people talking about in the tech world, the startup world, that you think's important, but you don't hear them talking about it a lot? Like, what would be one thing that would have helped you a lot if you would have known before coming into this company?
Yeah, so I think when so especially right now there are really a lot of new AI native startups. So I think like people do talk about a lot about like the model performance or like say like whether we have a very novel model feature. Yeah, something like that are what people care about the most. However, I think like not enough about the customer satisfaction part. Yeah, because like even though you are doing the AI service, the AI native products, the people who pay is still the customer. So you need to really listen to the customer, listen to the customer feedbacks, and then iteratively improve your product, improve your model. Yeah, so I think that's the thing that people don't talk about a lot. However, that's really important. So I think in the AI native products, it's easy to chase the kind of the innovation. However, forget the end user. So the real challenge is to trying to turning the cutting edge technology into kind of consistent, like delightful, reliable, like experience for all the customers. So like that's a really important part. Listen to the customer feedback, even though you are doing some really novel features, providing novel AI features to launch to the public. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the technical side of things,
Yeah.
to get excited
Yeah.
about the innovation, but at the end of the day, it's really
Mhm.
about what's the customer want and need is probably the most important thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
Any other thoughts similar to that you wish you would have maybe known or thought of a little bit more before you came into building this organization?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think so regarding the customer feedback things. So like I think we also spend kind of a long time like try to optimize the product or optimize the model just purely basing on our own thought. So we think that this feature or this model could be really fancy. However, we when we just try launching the product based on our own thought, we see that the customer might not be buying in so much. Yeah, so I think that also that kind of experience also give me a kind of a good lesson that we need to really listen to the customer feedback. So in that case, I think starting say so at least 1 year ago, we start to talk to say at least 5 to 10 customers per business day. Yeah, so we talk to a lot of customer, summarize the common pinpoints, and then refine the model, refine the product iteratively. Yeah, so I think that's kind of the experience from not carrying the customer feedback so much to caring about the customer feedback.
Yeah, I've heard that before. A lot of people will say like when things are going wrong, the most important thing you can do is just talk to customers.
Yeah,
Just talk to
for sure.
customers.
Exactly.
All the knowledge is in the customers. Yeah, that's really interesting. Makes a lot of sense. All right, I only have two questions left for you. The first one is, what would you tell other new founders that are technical founders about, like, what would you instruct them to do if they were going to raise capital, specifically technical founders? Any best practices or things that you would suggest that they would do that would make it easier for them to go raise capital?
Yeah, for raising the capital, for the fundraising perspective, I think before the fundraising is kind of better to have a very clear clear idea of what you aim to do, what problems you aim to tackle, and then also so it's kind of always easier to start raising the capital if you have a kind of a MVP, the MVP, or at least kind of a very nice kind of demo product to showcase to the investor. So that's the first one. And then the second thing is that so once you have some initial say tractions or have some initial users, so it's better to when you try to go to talk to the investor. So it's better to have a good kind of unit economy model so that the investor would like. So for example, when I back then when I at my first kind of stage, so having the human in the loop business model, in that case the kind of the profit margin is kind of negative. So in that case, even though my revenue is growing fast, however, the investors won't buy in this kind of business model. Yeah, so we need to have kind of every dollar had to drive either the model kind of improvement or the user growth. So that focus kind of keep us lean, so that in that case we can have overall positive like profit margin, and then focus only on like what truly adds the long-term value. So and also like move relatively fast. Also like kind of say no to some that doesn't make a real like impact when you do the management or when you spend the money on different things. Yeah, so try to focus on the or spend the money on the things that really matters or really like add values to your overall like business. So in that case, the first one, like before you start, I think try to have a clear idea or try to have a clear pinpoints you want to tackle, define the problem well, and then it's better to have a kind of MVP or at least a good demo to start raising the funding. And then during the when you have the traction, then like the growth rate is very important, but the unit economy model, whether it's healthy or unhealthy, also like matters by a lot. Yeah, I think those are kind of the things I would advise. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, I'm gonna ask you one last question. This is an important one. It's actually more of a scenario. You're trapped on a desert island the rest of your life. You have food, you have water, you have everything that you need on this desert island, but you don't have any entertainment. There's no entertainment on the island. But luckily for you, a boombox radio comes ashore with endless batteries, but you can only bring one music album to listen to the rest of your life. What are you gonna bring?
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe let me think about this.
So it's only
Music.
one album the rest of your life.
Music album. Yeah, actually, I'm not. So I'm not a person like so much into the music domain. So maybe without that much of words, just some like background music. So I guess in that scenario, I would not have the mood to try to listen to some very good music. But I think instead, giving me some like say very peaceful background music will help me think about what I'm going to do next, or how to better utilize my time for in the rest of my life. Yeah, I think that if that could help me think better of what I should do to better set up my strategy, I think that's good enough. Yeah. So yeah, I
I
think
like
those.
that. Good
Yeah,
answer. That's a good answer. That's a
yeah,
good
that's
answer.
good enough.
Some
Yeah.
peaceful background music. That's actually probably the best answer if you think about it, because you get sick of probably any other music that you are listening to over and over again. That would probably be the best
Yeah.
route.
Yeah, that's a good
Awesome.
thing. Yeah. Mhm.
Awesome. Well, Xiao, thanks for joining me on Tech Scenes. It was great having you on the show.
Yeah, great talking to you, Jeff. Yeah, very nice meeting you.